Hi, I'm Paul Mishler, and this is Tim Decker, and we are going to do a quick discussion video on this article that we just posted on the Ivory Coast and the political situation that's going on there right now and how the media affects that. And we'd like to thank Elder Hall for their gracious um, letting us be here and record this. And also, we'd like to put a little disclaimer here that these are names from the Ivory Coast, and we had no idea how to pronounce them.
All right, so what's going on in the Ivory Coast is kind of really interesting. What happened was in November, they had a presidential election to determine the next leader of the country between Jabago and Ouattara. Now, Ouattara was declared the winner, but Jabago didn't want to concede. So as the months have passed on that, he has yet to concede, and powers are building between these two, and almost a civil war idea as each side is trying to gain control. And while Ouattara supposedly won the election, Jabago is having none of it. And so that's what's going on politically in the sense of the Ivory Coast right now.
Yeah, and Jabaga is slowly losing his control over the military and running out of money. But the civil war right now in Ivory Coast is kind of in the propaganda stages. It's really all about the media right now, and there's been huge things going on with that. Mainly the different sides trying to shut down each other's media. There's been newspapers that have stopped printing. There's TV shows that went off the air. There was one journalist who was beaten to death, and it's just huge.
Yeah, so that takes us into one of our first kind of key points in the importance of getting media coverage. And being that the media is so powerful in industry, for a country to get the media coverage it needs for people to understand what's going on, whether it be in the Ivory Coast or back here in America, people need to know what's going on in the situation. You've seen all kinds of coverage recently with the Japan earthquake. But yet, while that is a definite catastrophic tragedy and whatnot, this is still important because lives are at risk each and every day.
Right. And right now, the major lives that are at risk are mainly journalists because, as I mentioned earlier, there's been one journalist who's been beaten to death, and everybody else is feeling the heat, and it's hard for outside journalists to get in just to get the story out, and that's probably why this is the first time you're hearing it.
Yeah, journalism, is not supposed to be something that's really easy. You're not supposed to be able to go out and get what you need in 20 minutes. It's proving in this situation how dangerous it can be. Another point that's going on with the Ivory Coast is that how the media influences society. We are in a media and society class, so it makes sense that the media does influence the society a little bit here with all the propaganda. And agenda setting theory is something where these two leaders who are getting their propaganda out is really controlling what people believe. And some of the stuff they're printing isn't even true, so it's really influencing. People don't know necessarily what to believe in or what to even see.
Actually, the article even mentions that virtually nothing that's being printed in the country is based on fact. And it's just, there's such differing accounts of events and things that are going on. It's really impossible to even know who to believe right now.
Yeah, so that's kind of a recap of what's going on here in the Ivory Coast. Link has been posted on our group. You can check it out. Good story. So from the Elder Hall lobby here, this is Paul. I am Tim. Thanks, everybody. We'll do another one soon, maybe.